What's good? It's your boy, Sir Willie B, the Stock Hustler, man. Welcome back to the Hustle House. You tuning in to the Stock Hustler Network, and I'm glad to bring you back in and give you these stock market updates. The market has been definitely rocky all February. I'm talking about decline, decrease, red markets. I'm talking about Dow down 1%, Nasdaq down 1%. And this is sell off or what are we coming back because of Nvidia earnings? What's going on? So I know there's a lot of investors and traders are confused about what's going on in the market. So is the market crash an AI super cycle, or did Nvidia just shift everything? So that's just something we got to keep our eye on, man. The market has been going crazy, and this is the weekly market breakdown that I'm finna give you. Was this the start of the 2026 market crash? Hey, who knows? When I started investing in 2022, right when the Ukraine and Russian war started. And when I got into that market, then it was a declining market from February. Actually started in February. The same day I got married, actually, when the war started. So that's just to say that I learned how to invest and trade in a declining market. So this is are giving me some type of similar, historical standpoints that we was at in 2022. But hey, it's 2026. Could we be on the brink of a war? Yeah, we could with Iran. Could we not? Maybe not. We'll see what Trump got going on in the politics. So I think that it was a good correction. I don't necessarily say it was a crash. That's just my opinion. Or just was it another shakeout before higher highs? I think could be another shakeout before higher highs. A bull market is essentially a 10-year market. We haven't really been in the bull market that long for it to actually be a major crash, but we have got a decent correction this month. This week gave us an ugly Monday sell off. Monday was crazy. If you was in the market on Monday, I know you was thinking pre-market that everything was looking kind of good, but soon as market opened, boom, crash, came down. We got Nvidia just reminding Wall Street who really in control. So AI is still running the race right now. We got Nvidia brought some earnings in, so we're gonna tune in. We're gonna talk about that. So what happened this week? You got Monday risk sell off. So Monday risk was off. Everybody was on standpoint. The market was very fearful. We had a major sell off. But in the last 2 weeks, we saw. I mean, I would say in the last 48 hours, we saw the market kind of rebound. Monday, the Dow was down 1%, -1%, -1.7%. The S&P was down -1%. The Nasdaq was down -1.1%. The Russell was down -1.6. Hold on, before I continue going, let me just go ahead and let you know that this broadcast is brought to you by NEXGEN Trader School Community. Come over to the school community, click the link in the top description above up below, and you'll be able to join us in Next School Traders Community and knowing how to trade, knowing when to get in these plays, knowing how we charting up, knowing our exit entries, and when we basically making our how we making our money in. So you just don't get the market updates. You don't be so late on the plays. Because sometimes I may be dropping some things in the Next Gen Traders School community, but I'm not dropping on YouTube. So just stay tuned in if you ready to learn. Also, we got a whole new options course coming. I should be dropping that in the next few days. It's gonna be a module process. I think it's like 12 modules. And once I'm finished with it, you will be able to learn how to trade options from the same way that I make my money in Next Gen Traders community. Anything that I say in these videos are not for you to buy, hold, or sell any of your stock investments or any financial decisions that you should make. If you're not competent, you should seek financial advice. All right, let's go. So let's check out the heat map from the day, man. So we had the market bounce back. It wasn't random. The drop was driven by high valuations, recessions chatter picking up. You had rate uncertainty, rate cut uncertainty. You had profit taking in tech. Of course, if you did not take no profits in tech, you really cheated yourself. Because tech been running up the last 2 years, and trust me, you cheated yourself. Got small caps got hit hard, which tells you this time was a broad risk off move and not just a tech move. So really put people hands off because it's like when small caps get hit and they're not really a big factor right now to the mega tech companies. And so that means it was an overall market decline that happened the last week and a half. So we got the buyers stepping in on Tuesday. With the buyers stepping in, the market raised up to 1.8%. Let me pull this up real quick on Google Finance. Then we're gonna check the heat map out for the day. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Pull this up on Google Finance so we can see what's going on. All right, boom. So this is what we had going on. We had February 5th market decline, deep drop in the market. I'm talking about one down 1%, 1.9%. The NASDAQ was down. That was down the same amount. S&P down the same amount. So we get a rebound that came back towards mid-month and we started getting another decrease. Boom, good drop. Another boom, good drop. So this is what the market been doing. So to me, it's telling us that the market kind of want to correct itself. It's kind of it's very uncertain. This is very uncertain market right now. So we have to be on standpoint. That's why I say not really too much holding, no option trades overnight. Um, if it is like the charts got to be lined up, the news and data got to be all the way there, and it got to be sort of like a leap. But other than that, I'm not doing that. I'm not actually in none of those plays right now. So just keep your eyes out on the market, man. Today we definitely got a good bounce back. The heat map gave us something, so we got a good bounce back. Nvidia ran up 1.4% off the earnings news. You had Google bounce back. They are talking about an open AI deal. Got Microsoft bouncing back strong. Small caps definitely started taking some hits. You had Eli Lilly take some hits in healthcare. They kind of sold off a little bit. Got energy kind of sold off a little bit. So the market was definitely unbalanced. So we're gonna look at the VIX also in a second. So let's continue. But the thing is AI leadership is just gonna say in the market again because Nvidia definitely just beat earnings. And when Nvidia's earnings beat, the market definitely rebounds, sort of, kind of, in the after hours, but it's kind of unbalanced. So let's say Nvidia report its fiscal fourth quarter results after the bell on Wednesday, beating the analysts' expectations on the top and the bottom lines. The company also offered Q1 guidance between 76.44 billion and 79.56 billion, above Wall Street estimates of 72.8 billion. So they brought in some good revenue. They brought in some good revenue, and all this revenue is dropping off the chips and coming in sort of from the data center. But let's look at that because last time it kind of sold off a little bit because they didn't bring as much revenue in from the data center. So let's see what the article tells us. That outlook doesn't include any potential revenue out of China. Okay, that's straight from America and its resources. And other aspects with who they can trade, who they can buy or sell chips to. Nvidia shares rose as much as 3% after hours trading before giving up those gains. It was up 2%. Okay, so it sold off a little bit in the after hours. So now we back down, hovering around 0.3%, almost neutral on Nvidia. So Nvidia may have driven the market. Maybe it could be a push, maybe it could be a scare. We'll have to see in the next coming days. I'm just gonna play it cautious. That's what I'm gonna do. The fourth quarter, Nvidia saw earnings per share 1.62 of revenue, 68.1 billion. Wall Street was expected earnings per share 1.53 of revenue. So it was a great beat. According to Bloomberg analyst concessions estimates, the Company reported earnings per share of 8.9 cent and revenue of 339.3 billion in the same last quarter. Okay, so they didn't too much increase in earnings per share, but they got a good increase. They got a good increase. So that's when Nvidia got on. But this is what the market is saying. Market is saying, hey, you got the Dow and the SP up. Then the after hours right now, you got the Nasdaq futures wobbling after Nvidia's bigger earnings forecast beat. So what are the market going to do for us tomorrow? That's what we need to be figuring out. U.S. stock market crept below the baseline late Wednesday as Wall Street shifted to fresh quarterly results from chip heavyweight Nvidia to provide steer on the next leg of the AI trade. You got contracts linked to the Dow Industrial Edge down 1.1%. Futures 500 and the Nasdaq 100 futures both fell around 0.3%. So you got the market shooting up right after those earnings, and you got it coming right back down, resting at the same levels that it closed at today. So that's telling us that hey, it was good news, but I don't think it was good enough news to continue to drive the market where the market need to be going. I think the market is looking for something for a little bit more certainty because you got a lot of seller pressure in tech. That's what we've been seeing lately. So we have to really just pay attention to what Nvidia does and what the market does these next couple of days. And extended trade and shares jump before giving up those gains. The semiconductor giant top Wall Street expectations in Q4 profit revenue. We just talked about that. So continuing the AI driven sell off, that seen this company drop around 28% year to date. So we got people taking profit in AI, as just explained. So in my last few videos, I posted probably about a week and a half or 2 weeks ago, I was talking about this upcoming potential sell off. So um, I was trying to warn everybody about this upcoming potential sell off. I had to give everybody these updates and let everybody know that hey, the market could be coming up to a potential sell off because it was breaking levels that I haven't seen been broken in probably about the last 3 quarters, probably since April, when those levels got broke, with Liberation Day. So we had to, I kept my eyes on the chart and I always paid attention to the VIX. So when the VIX started hitting these certain levels, I was ready to see that, hey, the market is probably finna get ready to correct itself or potentially go into a deep reversal. I don't see a deep reversal as of now, but I do see a great correction coming on. So we're gonna check out the VIX so we can get a better look at the VIX real quick. Check the VIX out. Let me get you over there. Hold on, y'all. Let me get y'all over there. Gonna check the VIX out. So as we look at the VIX, right? Remember, if you go check out the last few videos I had, I actually got a label too. The VIX was hitting a crucial level. So when I made that video, we was trading. The VIX was trading around $18 to $19. So anytime the VIX is an inverted asset, so it's inverse to whatever the market is doing. So when the market is going up, the VIX is going down. When the market is going down, the VIX is going up. So the VIX is up 11% on the month still today. Um, so we had the VIX when I recorded that it's probably about the beginning of the month. The VIX was trading around the $18, $19 level. I said watch for the VIX at the $21 range. So in the $21 range, you see it keep getting resistance up there. So we need to very much pay attention to the VIX. If the VIX breaks over this $21 range, right here, 21.77 was the high in the last month. So if the VIX breaks over that $21 range, I would definitely see a lot more pullback in the market and we could place some money, make some money off of puts. But we will be cautious in the market with our slowly investments. But we can also find more opportunity when we see that. But recently, since the Nvidia news and we got good sentiment in the market these last 2 days, the VIX has come below $18. That's what we like to see when we love, because the market is always forward going, always looking forward to go up. That's what it's created and designed to do. So I always look for the market to go up. Nobody wants the market to go down, but you always have to be on your toes and be Looking out for those signs and signals. But we got the VIX trading below $18 right now, as of now. So we're gonna keep our eye on that. The market's still cautious when I see it in that $17, 16, that 17, 16, $19 range. I'm kind of cautious in my trading and what I'm doing. Definitely when I'm looking at calls. So I definitely want to give you guys that information on the market. Um, we got Fed data coming up this week. We got Fed data coming up this week. It's a lot of stuff that's going on in the market. We got the markets roaring per AI exposure. Is it punishing the vulnerable AI disruption? So we definitely gonna keep our eye on AI this week, man. We got AMD coming up with earnings. We got Taiwan Semiconductor coming up with earnings. Micron Technology coming up with earnings. So if AI continue to bring good earnings into the market, then hey, maybe AI could save the market again. It's been saving the market since 2022. So let's just keep our eyes on that. But hey, here's the twist. Salesforce beat earnings, raised buybacks, increased dividend, and still after hours tells you something about that. And still kind of fell in the after hours. So and let's just know Nvidia fell back down, gave the gains back in the after hours. Salesforce beat earnings, gave the gains back down in the after hours. So could we be going into a crash? Let's just keep our eyes open, man. Let's keep our eyes open, man, because the sounds and the signals are down and lie in the charts, lie in the data. We got Fed still a wild card right now. Federal Reserve left rates unchanged, which we expected from the new Fed wash. So there's a lot of political pressure, potential Fed leadership to change. Got inflation is sticky in the pocket. So people talking about maybe we could be back on the brink of recession talk. Uh, don't get caught up in the hype. Just pay attention to what they're talking about and read between the lines. Because you can get caught up in the hype and you'll end up selling your portfolio, getting out of good investment plays where you wasn't really supposed to. You could have actually got behind to get an opportunity. Because that's what a lot of the elites are doing. You got crash talks building. Just like I just talked about. I've been talking about this for the last 2, 3 weeks. So keep your eyes out on that. What to watch next? AI follow through. Does Nvidia hold its gains? I think it does. I think it does. If it doesn't, we'll be in a consolidation range of around like 175 and that 195 range. Rate is patient. AI, any Fed speaker shifting rate cut outlook. I don't know if the Fed will cut rates right now. I think it all eyes on the data. So we're gonna keep our eyes on that, man. Again, if you want more, tune in to me, subscribe, like, set your notification bell so you can get these updates. I'm bringing more bangers. I'm keeping news. I'm gonna keep the community update. We hustling in the stock market every day. Join Next Gen School Traders Community. If you ready to get in, if you ready to get in the school community, ready to learn trade options, learn how to build your foundation, ETFs, strategic investing, learn how to find players, read charts, your resistance, and your support levels, so you know where to get in, get out at, man. Join the next school, the Next Gen Trader School community. Link will be in the description below. Peace and love, and I'm out. Sir will be out of here. Have a great one.